We're there on campus today to provide emotional support to students and staff. A Columbus man pleads guilty to drug trafficking charges. Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says Gabriel O'Neill pleaded guilty to drug trafficking today in court. His deputies caught O'Neill with 1 kilo worth of cocaine a few years ago. The sheriff says the cocaine has a street value of $20,000 to $25,000. Judge Jay Howard sentenced O'Neill to a mandatory 26 years in prison because of a prior conviction. The Columbus City Council is pushing to ban the drug commonly known as Zaza. It's marketed as a dietary supplement and used as an antidepressant. Zaza is not regulated by the FDA. When misused, it can function like opioids and morphine. Columbus City leaders will talk about passing an ordinance that would prohibit the use, purchase, possession, distribution, sale, or offering of it and related products. The push to ban the product comes after the sheriff and police chief told the city council a man actually overdosed on the drug. The state legislature is also working to pass a bill to ban Zaza. House Bill 4 passed in the House and is now pending in the Senate. A man faces aggravated assault charges tonight in Corinth after a recent shooting. Chief Landon Tucker says gunfire rang out in the 1600 block of Gaines Road on Sunday. Officers found several shell casings, a gun, and blood. Chief says within minutes they got a call about a gunshot victim in the emergency room at the local hospital. The chief says Lee Williams surrendered to police. Williams now faces aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Police did not say what led up to the shooting, except Williams acted with indifference to human life and shot the victim. The victim was treated and released. Sextortion hits home after making national news headlines. This comes after a local father told Fox News his son committed suicide because of it. Brian Montgomery told Fox News that his son Walker killed himself back on December 1st. He told the national media outlet some Nigerians were extorting money from his son, who played football at Starkville Academy. It was over a video Walker made. The Nigerians said they would share if they didn't get any money from him. WTVA's Chris Knowles is speaking with Walker's father in a sit-down interview. You can find that story coming up tonight. A Memphis police officer killed in the line of duty has ties to Tupelo. Officer Jeffrey Red was shot in the line of duty at the Poplar White Station Library earlier this month in Memphis. He died Saturday, 2 weeks after he was shot. The former mayor of Tupelo, Jason Shelton, says he was his classmate at Tupelo High School. Shelton shared some fond memories of Red on his Facebook page. We hope to interview his daughter soon to speak with them about their dad and the legacy he leaves behind. Several people showed up today in Tupelo to pay their final respects to a Tupelo police captain. Take a look. This was the escort Captain Brett Moyer got following his funeral service this morning. Moyer died unexpectedly last week at home at the age of 53. He spent nearly 25 years of his life working for the Tupelo Police Department after about a decade in the Air Force.
All right, just about 6:35 on your Tuesday evening, and it's going to be a warm one still for the next several days, maybe even some record-breaking temperatures. We'll talk about that and a lot more in just a few moments.
Household debt is now at a record high since 2008, and inflation, well, it could be to blame. We explain this story coming up.
Gaming after work is the only time you can. Savory steak and bacon, grilled cheese sounds like a great plan. While kids online are really free. Sonic steak and bacon, grilled cheese.
Sonic. This is an important message for everyone on Medicare. Today, we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you don't have a Medicare Part C plan, call now because there may be plans with additional benefits available that are simply not covered under Medicare Parts A and B. That's right, there are people on Medicare but don't have a Medicare Part C plan, which covers everything in Part A and Part B, plus extra benefits in Medicare Part C. Here's the good news. If you're on Medicare, you can call call even if you called last year. We will check to see if there is a Part C plan available in your area with additional benefits. If you're losing coverage, moving, or new to Medicare, call to speak with a licensed insurance agent during the special enrollment period. You don't get Medicare Part C.
U.S. household debt is the highest it's been since the financial crisis in 2008. Within the first 3 months of 2022, Americans saw household debt surge more than $300 billion. It's now at $17 trillion overall, a number not recorded since 2008. As more Americans paid costly mortgages last year, driving much of the nation's household debt up. It's now 6:38, taking a live look at the crosstown intersection in Tupelo. Luckily, no train to hold up traffic right now. A rare sight for that intersection. When we come back, meteorologist John Delusic is watching and tracking that forecast when we can see some rain return. That's next. And there's just 8 days left until Salvation Army's biggest fundraising event here in Tupelo. How you can make a difference in our community. The story coming up.
Get your tickets now for the United Way 50K giveaway presented by Crescent Memorial and get even more chances to win. Buy a ticket before midnight, February 23rd, for a chance at a $1,000 cash prize sponsored by the Eat With Us group. Thanks to our sponsors, Crescent Memorial, Etowah Community College, M&M Heating and Cooling, Nolan Brothers Motors, Richard Schwartz and Associates, and Room to Room. Get all the details at UnitedWay50K.com or call 662-841-9133.
What's up, Einstein?
My network has gone kaput.
Oh, you tried to save a buck on it?
I got what I paid for. Not so smart.
Well, there is a smarter way to save.
Oh.
Switch to Verizon. You'll get a new 5G phone on them.
Yep, get the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus, a watch, and a tablet on us. That's a value of up to $1,900.
Oh, I love that math. I'm switching.
Switch to Verizon and get the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus, watch, and tablet all on us. The network you deserve, the savings you want. Verizon.
For adventure, for climbing, for splashing, for towing, for premium, for capable. The GMC AT4 lineup, premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Or get 2.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on turbo high output engine Sierra light duty models.
Who's on it with Jardians?
Free. Done. We're the ones getting it done.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're on it with Jardians.
Join the growing number of people who are on it with the once daily pill, Jardians. Jardians not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardians may help you lose some weight.
Jardians may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardians with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
We're on it.
We're on it. We're on it with Jardians.
Ask your doctor about Jardians.
This portion of WTVA 9 News is sponsored in part by Alpha Insurance Agent Keith Fisackerley.
Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority meteorologist, John Delusic.
Well, John, another warm day across the area. Luckily, mostly dry for today, but that could change.
That's right. Off and on is basically the way to describe this chance for rainfall that we have. And notice not by any great leaps or bounds of big-time rain. This is all the way through the weekend, and notice about an inch or less in the ways of rainfall. Can't rule out that there'll be some folks that'll miss out on the rainfall, and there'll be some folks that may get a little over an inch of rainfall. One thing that is a guarantee is that you will see warmer conditions over the next several days, even warmer than we've seen over the last couple of days. And today was flirting with record high temperatures. The 78 is record high for today, and that's going to be tomorrow's record high is 79, and 84 is our Thursday record high. I think tomorrow and also Thursday in the realm of being tied or broken over the next couple of days. You're looking at no precipitation out there right now. Everyone is dry. We do have a lot of cloud cover out there. We do have an old stationary front that's just hanging around, and that's going to be basically the focal point for any kind of rain showers that we could have overnight or into tomorrow morning. But you see the stuff over in portions of Texas, that's going to be firing up later on today and or tonight, and that's the system that's headed our way. That could give us tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening some scattered showers and storms. We'll show you that on the storm tracker. Temperatures are pretty much a little bit milder than yesterday at this time across the area, and staying milder than yesterday as we go into the overnight hours. Temperatures have dropped off a little bit. We're in the upper 60s, lower to middle 70s out there right now, and we stay pretty much in the same category for the overnight hours. Not much of a drop. Tupelo right there. Folks, under mostly cloudy skies, pretty busy Tupelo. As we check out what's happening in Oxford, it's pretty busy in Oxford right now under generally mostly cloudy skies. And generally cloudy skies right now to partly cloudy skies every now and then in the Starkville area. And we were looking at temperatures in the 70s in Starkville. So we gradually have dropped off down over the last couple of hours, and we'll continue to drop off just a few degrees, nothing by any great leaps or bounds. Normally this time of year, we should be around 59, 60 for a high. We're seeing a low of 65 and a high of 80 tomorrow. If that does happen, we're breaking a record. Oddly enough, the record was set last year. That shows you it got pretty warm last year. Just to give you an idea, the record high temperature for the month of February since record keeping began is 84 degrees. That's oddly enough going to be here on Thursday. So we will be approaching, we're not just record-breaking temperatures, we could be seeing record-breaking temperatures in the realm of the warmest day ever across our area. So indeed, for the month of February. And we just finished off January very warm. One of the top 5 Januaries. I'm telling you, this is a pattern, isn't it? Well, indeed, a pattern is that we've got a lot of cloud cover, some breaks every now and then, and yes, isolated showers overnight. Now, the better chances for some rain showers and thunderstorms moving our forecast tomorrow afternoon. Look at that. That's a bit of firing up of some thunderstorms. I'm not saying they're going to be mean thunderstorms, but they could approach that briefly. And then that stuff fizzles out tomorrow evening, and we're left with generally variably cloudy skies as we go into portions of our Thursday. So again, and with the variably cloudy skies tomorrow and Thursday, both days, upper 70s, lower to middle 80s for highs. We will see the heat index at times into the 90s. Now let that sink in. It's wintertime, and we're seeing heat index into the 90s and maybe well into the 90s, some areas. However, we do cool off to normal, at least upper 50s to near 60 by Friday, and then back into the 60s and 70s to go into the late weekend into next week. So Alyssa, all in all, this is just a very warm pattern, and it's just not that it's unheard of, but it does happen every now and then, rarely. But you get heat in the season to the 90s, like we've been talking about the last couple of days. That's definitely almost summer weather. Normally, the high temperature by June is middle to upper 80s to near 90.
Yeah, definitely not feeling like, the end of February. Yeah. Obviously, we're almost in March, but still, it is still February.
As long as we don't see locusts starting to endanger us, I think we're okay. But I think
then I'll probably
some of this stuff is becoming biblical, I guess.
You won't see me here, John. Thanks so much. Looking ahead, your little one has the chance to touch and see some heavy machinery up close. Junior Auxiliary of Boonville is hosting a Touch a Truck event. It's a free event for kids to have the chance to see and touch the heavy machinery and meet the people behind it. It'll happen April the 1st from 9 to 11 that morning at the Boonville First Baptist Church parking lot. The countdown is on. There are only 8 days left until this year's Empty Bowls event for the Salvation Army. The Empty Bowls event is set for March 1st at the Tupelo Furniture Market in Building 5. The money from this event is used to support feeding the homeless and others in need that are served through the Salvation Army. The purchase of a bowl comes with unlimited soup, bread, tea. There's also a silent auction you can participate in. Tickets are available right now. To make your reservation, just call that number listed on your screen. Well, grab your comics and get them ready. Tupelo Comic-Con is happening next weekend. The action is happening March 4th and 5th at the Tupelo Furniture Market. On Saturday, it'll start at 10, going on until 7 o'clock that night. And then Sunday, it'll kick off at noon, lasting until 6. Guns N' Roses is coming to Biloxi. Mark your calendar. The Mississippi Coast Coliseum and Convention Center announced this morning they'll be performing in Biloxi. The show is set for September 20th at 6:30. Doors will open at 5:30. Tickets will be available on Ticketmaster March 3rd at 10 in the morning. A push is currently underway to make the Mississippi Opal the official gemstone of the state of Mississippi. The opal is the only gemstone found in Mississippi to be considered a precious gem. It was created from volcanic ash. There's a bill in the House and the Senate pushing to get the Mississippi Opal as the state gemstone. James Starnes, who's a geologist with the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality, is behind this movement. He gave us an update on the bills.
That have both passed out of the Tourism Committee unanimously. And of course, they've got to swap houses from there. This morning we had, they got to go back through the committees again. And the Senate Tourism passed the House bill out again this morning. So we're getting really, really close to having this happen, which would be really exciting.
So if you want to see the Mississippi Opal, it's on permanent display at the Orange City Museum in Tupelo. The museum is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. People gather to say their final goodbyes to a beloved teacher and mentor. We tell you how he's being remembered coming up. Opal as the state gemstone. James Starnes, who's a geologist with the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality, is behind this movement. He gave us an update on the bills.
That have both passed out of the Tourism Committee unanimously. And of course, they've got to swap houses from there. This morning we had, they got to go back through the committees again. And the Senate Tourism passed the House bill out again this morning. So we're getting really, really close to having this happen, which would be really exciting.
So if you want to see the Mississippi Opal, it's on permanent display at the Orange City Museum in Tupelo. The museum is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. People gather to say their final goodbyes to a beloved teacher and mentor. We tell you how he's being remembered coming up.
Medical Minute is sponsored by the
Yes, isolated showers over.
Lot. The countdown is machinery up close. Junior Auxiliary of Boonville is hosting a Touch a Truck event. It's a free event for kids to have the chance to see and touch the heavy machinery and meet the people behind it. It'll happen April the 1st from 9 to 11 that morning at the Boonville First Baptist Church parking lot. The countdown is on. There are only 8 days left until this year's Empty Bowls event for the Salvation Army. The Empty Bowls event is set for March 1st at the Tupelo Furniture Market in Building 5. The money from this event is used to support feeding the homeless and others in need that are served through the Salvation Army. The purchase of a bowl comes with unlimited soup, bread, tea. There's also a silent auction you can participate in. Tickets are available right now. To make your reservation, just call that number listed on your screen. Well, grab your comics and get them ready. Tupelo Comic-Con is happening next weekend. The action is happening March 4th and 5th at the Tupelo Furniture Market. On Saturday, it'll start at 10, going on until 7 o'clock that night. And then Sunday, it'll kick off at noon, lasting until 6. Guns N' Roses is coming to Biloxi. Mark your calendar. The Mississippi Coast Coliseum and Convention Center announced this morning they'll be performing in Biloxi. The show is set for September 20th at 6:30. Doors will open at 5:30. Tickets will be available on Ticketmaster March 3rd at 10 in the morning. A push is currently underway to make the Mississippi Opal the official gemstone of the state of Mississippi. The opal is the only gemstone found in Mississippi to be considered a precious gem. It was created from volcanic ash. There's a bill in the House and the Senate pushing to get the Mississippi opal as the state gemstone. James Starnes, who's a geologist with the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality, is behind this movement. Update on the bills.
That have both passed out of the Tourism Committee unanimously. And of course, they've got to swap houses from there. This morning we had, they got to go back through the committees again. And the Senate Tourism passed the House bill out again this morning. So we're getting really, really close to having this happen. It would be really exciting.
So if you want to see the Mississippi opal, it's on permanent display at the Orange City Museum in Tupelo. The museum is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. People gather to say their final goodbyes to a beloved teacher and mentor. We tell you how he's being remembered. February 17th at 75 years old. Ashley was a beloved basketball coach, slow pitch coach, classroom teacher, mentor, and friend. At his retirement, he held the title of the winningest basketball coach in the state of Mississippi for his 1,697 wins. He was also inducted into the Mississippi Association Coaches Hall of Fame. Adding to his accolades, after college at Delta State University, he was inducted into the Delta State Athletic Hall of Fame. His death took a toll on the community, and a resident who was on Ashley's first girls team in Inglemoor talked. Founding director of Wear It Well in Tupelo. The organization gives makeovers to people. This as the country nears the 1-year mark of Russia's invasion. Biden speaking at a live look out in Tupelo. Streets are side begging and like chicken and rice for a big pot of gumbo. Definitely learn something new every day because, I'm one of those that never knew the chicken run was a thing.
I guess so. And it's good weather, I guess, for a chicken run out there. And it's good weather for a lot of things. Weather-wise, we've got temperatures in the 80s for the next couple of days with heat in the seas could be up around 90 degrees. How about that? Then some hit and miss shower and storm.
Long time ago, and I spent most of my life.
$28,990. Remember, we do the deals the other guys.
Sheriff Leo Mass confirms to WCBI that David Vandiver was arrested by deputies. He's charged with conspiracy to attempt to possess a controlled substance, which was Adderall. Mass says Vandiver was terminated from the sheriff's department for this ongoing investigation. Vandiver had worked for the city and county over the course of 20 years in his career. He was not on duty at the time of his arrest. Vandiver has been was given a $10,000 bond. New information on a story we first brought you at midday. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is looking into a fatal officer-involved shooting in Okolona. The shooting happened Monday morning in the 1700 block of Highway 32. MBI says no law